Okay, we can begin. Hi, my name is Keonza Phillips. I am the founder and executive director of Precious Minds, Turning Sand into Diamonds.
And I am Shadidra Williams.
Okay. So we're gonna start off like we always do with I am. I am in a better space than I was this morning.
I'm gonna say I'm all over the place. I'm just playing. No, dang, that's crazy because I'm happy right now, even though the stuff that I just told you yesterday. I'm happy. I should be stressed out. Well, I was stressed for like 2 days. I was depressed. But I'm happy. So I'm gonna say I am all over the place.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to do like name, age, and mood, but we already kind of did that. My mood right now is kind of so-so, only because it's just been a lot going on this week, and like my vibration has been so high, and then these people with low vibrations come into my life, you know, and then they try to bring me down, and it kind of messes with my mood because it distracts me, like, but then I have to get, you know, back on track. So I'm back on track now.
That's good. What you say?
Name, age, and mood.
Oh, name, age, and mood. Okay, so y'all know my name, my age. I'm 29, and my mood, I could say, at the moment, I'm happy. I'm happy because group makes me happy. I love group. For real. I be needing this. Like, y'all don't understand. I really be needing this. It be helping me. I love it here.
Okay, because I can have a bad day, and then as soon as I get with you, we just get to laughing and joking, and then it's like, it don't even matter no more.
No, for real.
So we basically doing like a part 2, an extension to last topic's conversation. Last week, we was talking about unhealthy and healthy relationships. Today, we're going to go into more into toxic relationships. So toxic relationships, any relationship between people who don't support each other, where there is competition and lack of cohesiveness. Cohesiveness, because a lot of people probably don't know what that means. So cohesiveness means the quality of forming a united whole. So to lack cohesiveness is basically not being unified. And so the first question for today we have you ever been in a toxic relationship? So you can go first.
Yes, I have been in a toxic relationship. I've been in 2 toxic relationships. Yeah.
Okay.
And you?
I've been, yes, I've been in a toxic relationship. My relationship lasted 10 years of toxicity. So.
That's crazy, mine too.
And then the next question is like within that. So I just want to give off like signs and characteristics of what toxicity is, because a lot of times people use the word toxic for anything, and like on social media, people like kind of praise it, like, oh, we toxic, they toxic, I love it. Like, you shouldn't love a toxic relationship. That's an unhealthy relationship. But I learned through experience that, you know, people do a lot for clout. You know, it was a point in time in my relationship where it was so much good feedback for the negative relationship that I had. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, like we was doing something, but in all actuality, we weren't doing anything. We were just becoming more toxic because people were accepting it. You know what I'm saying? The more you accept something that's toxic, the more you become comfortable with it. But I just want people to understand that it's not toxic, that it's not a healthy situation. So basically, if your partner is trying to isolate you from your friends, family, loved ones, or any of that sort, that's a sign of toxicity. Multiple different forms and patterns of disrespect, rather that's verbal, mental, physical, emotional, sexual, that's a toxic. Making excuses for their behavior, that can be both ways. You could be the person making excuses for their behavior, or they could be making excuses for their behavior. That's a sign and a characteristic of toxicity. Draining, so ever feeling drained, like you just tired, you fatigued, you fed up, like you don't want to be bothered, moody, those type of things within your relationship is toxic. Manipulation is a key thing in toxic relationships, because a person would do you so wrong and then find a way to turn it back on you, find a way to make you feel bad for what they're doing, or try to make you bring up something that you did all like 10 years ago to justify what they're doing as of today that's current. that's a toxic situation. Playing victim, another way of being manipulative. A double standard mentality, like they can do it, but you can't. They out here doing this, and that, and then as soon as they find out you do it, they want to bash you to the whole entire world, like you just this big bad wolf, and not even tell the world what they doing. You know, just double standard in actions and mentality, and the way they think. That's part of mentality. The way they verbal communication is toxic. It's just toxic. Belittling you. So if you have a relationship where someone is always trying to put you down or trying to make you feel like you lower than them or they better than you, that's toxic. Because nobody in a relationship, rather it's a friendship relationship or it's somebody that you land with, your significant other, should be belittling you, should be degrading you, to other people, or even in their minds to themselves. Like, that's toxic. Lack of recognition. So basically, when someone is not giving you credit for the things that you've done in a relationship, or just basically trying to demise or diminish, you know what I'm saying, what you've done in a relationship for them, to them, whatever. If you know that you've given your all to someone, don't let nobody keep telling you that you ain't doing enough so that you could keep giving your all. Because what they're doing is draining you. What we just said earlier, they're taking from you. They basically trying to have the control, trying to have the power over you. And not really for you, because if they was for you, you wouldn't even feel like that. Spreading lies, untrustworthy. So basically, like, so what I've experienced in my relationship that was toxic, a person will tell someone else or tell the world, like, oh, she this, she that, she a HOE, she this, she that. But whole time, they are too. Or that ain't even the full story, but they try to project their thoughts and their feelings and their, thoughts, feelings, actions onto you, so that other people could see you in that light, when really it's because they want to keep people away from you. Really it's because they don't want nobody else to have you. So that's toxic. That's toxicity, because that shouldn't even be a normal thought process for somebody to be belittling somebody that they land with to somebody else, or put it out there that they this type of person, but then they still with this person. That should show you something that is not normal and it's off. Jealousy, hidden motives, like we discussed last week. Your partner can be jealous of you, can be envious of you, especially if they see your potential or they feel like that you doing better than them or you got more money than them. It is possible. So don't ever for a second think that it's not possible for your significant other to be jealous or have hidden motives when it comes to your relationship or when it comes to you, because it's definitely real. Insecurity. So we all have insecurities. There's not one person on this earth that can say, oh, I'm not insecure about anything. That's not realistic. That's not reality. So when it comes to people's insecurities, a lot of times people can project those insecurities on you. However a person is feeling within, they'll try to make you feel that way simply because they want to see you low. They want to see you feeling how they feeling. And then if you strong and you able to get through that, you able to conquer that, that makes them even more angry. They want to do it to go leaps and bounds, beyond leaps and bounds, to try to make you out to be this person that they know that you're not. But they want the world to think you are, because once again, it's a manipulation. Not just manipulating you, but manipulating others. And I've been in that situation multiple times. Secret competition, controlling. So with the controlling comes because a person is a possessive, obsessive. Like, that obsession that a person can have for you is dangerous. A person can tell you, if the person tells you that they're obsessed or they're infatuated or they're possessed of you, that is a red flag. Because I know in my relationship, she felt like that it was okay to be obsessed and infatuated with me because I was her wife or I was her girlfriend, And that's not okay. That's not cool. And you shouldn't think it's cute. And when I was 17, I thought it was cute to have somebody possessive and obsessive over me. But in all actuality, what I was going through behind closed doors, what people couldn't see, it was torture, it was torment, it was pain, it was hurt. It was a lot of things that a woman shouldn't feel in her relationship with somebody that she's sharing her life with. And then, too, like I said, when you start to overcome that and you start basically not even caring what a person think or say and breaking free from that, a person becomes resentful. They become spiteful. They start doing things that they know is going to hurt you. Like, you could discuss something with your partner, and you could think that y'all on the same page, and then all of a sudden they go and do the exact very thing that you just told, that they know is an issue, simply to hurt you out of spite. And then it's like, the old me, I'm not gonna lie, I used to do tit for tat. I used to do tit for tat all the time, but I felt like I was faithful for 2 years. So when I see that this was just the person you were, it was like once I got out of that being in love stage, I took off. I was doing what I wanted to do. I was out here. I was out here. And, that wasn't the right way to go, because it only made the relationship even more toxic, and it made it more dangerous, and it made it more unhealthy. But now I know that. So it's like, if somebody hurt me, my goal is to not retaliate. It's just to grow from it, learn from it, turn that pain into passion, turn that pain into something positive. That's what I've learned throughout my 10-year relationship. Yeah, so going into abuse, I want you to basically, if you've ever been through mental, emotional, physical, sexual, verbal abuse, I just want you to tell a little bit about your experience.
Okay. I've been through it all. Verbal, physical, mental abuse. So I was in like a 10-year relationship. At first it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was okay. And then towards like the end, I felt like I was changing, so when I met my spouse, my spouse was doing drugs and stuff like that. And when we got together, I was clean, but then he became clean and I became the drug addict, and I was doing all the drugs and stuff like that. And I felt like I was losing myself, to help somebody else. And then when we broke up, when I felt like I needed to leave because I wasn't getting nowhere in life, I left, and it was for the both of us, to help me and to help him. And he used that against me, oh my God, slam my name through the mud, and I would never talk bad about I would never do that, because he is a good person. It's just we wasn't good together,
right.
But shoot, I was all type hoes, this, that. I ain't no good. It hurt my heart, because like you said, you feel when you talk to them, you feel dang, I could tell you anything, and I felt like it was going to remain like that, because, but no, I was all type of stuff, and it was crazy. And we both doing good for each other. He's doing good, I'm doing good, but I knew that I had to leave in order for us to be good, because if not, girl, I wouldn't be where I'm at now today. So I'm blessed, and yeah. And I'm gonna tell you too, if a man say he gonna kill you, that is, please, people thinking that shit is fucking funny, it's cute, it's not cute. There's a lot of women that lost their life behind a man, and I've been through some shit to where I almost thought I was about to be gone. So for real, it's I don't know what to say. That's a red flag right there.
Yeah, you definitely ain't lying, because I've been told that plenty of times. They kill me, kill who I'm with.
Yeah.
And really tried. I faced a lot of life or death situations in my 10-year relationship, and the sickness, this is how I feel, the sickness of her obsession for me became to the point where I had to turn mentally ill. I was already mentally ill, I was already facing my mental health. But it was being in that relationship, because it was so toxic, because it was so unhealthy. And our relationship was built off loyalty. It was never built off love, So it was we was in a situation, that's actually who I got incarcerated with. And so we was put in a situation where all we had was each other. So I get it, I never would have thought that we would be where we at today. You know what I'm saying? I thought that this person was my best friend. I told her everything. But now it's everything that I told this girl, she literally uses against me, or she tells other women, and when I deal with other women, she used to be blasting my name all on Facebook, and it's just certain secrets that I still kept to myself, because in the time when you told me this, you was vulnerable. I was your girl, I was your wife. That was something that I would never speak on, you know what I'm saying? Because why would I? That's anger, that's hatefulness, that's spitefulness, And so when it got to that point where I realized that she would say anything to hurt me, it was just like I started to break away mentally and emotionally, but physically I was still there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a process. It takes time. You're not going to always have the strength to leave somebody that you love unconditionally, especially when it's so much history, when it's so much love, when it's so much, you know, passion in it. And I truthfully, honestly, wholeheartedly believe that this person is my twin flame. And when people get confused with a twin flame and a soulmate, as a twin flame is a trauma bond. It's something that you go through an experience and it's so passionate because it was lessons to be learned. That was a lesson experience, you know. Mm-hmm. It's souls that, yeah, they're gonna be attached. It's gonna be so deep that you can't even explain to other people. Like, I can't explain that I can communicate with her without looking, you know. I can't explain to people our bond, you know, and how deep that soulful connection was. All I know is that we know what that was. You know what I'm saying? I can feel her, and I know exactly what it is that she's doing in that very moment, and vice versa. Because she's told me stuff when I was lying and cheating. She knew, and she knew exactly what I was doing because it was just that, you know, that soulful tie that you can when you with somebody for that long and y'all know each other like the front end, back hand. It's like you can't run one up.
Yeah.
So now it's even more dangerous because we know each other, lying to each other, because we can not only feel it, but we are sure within our soul. And so it's just like, now I know that was lessons for me. That was not somebody that I was supposed to be with for the rest of my life. She was supposed to be all the lessons that I was going to go through so that I can become the person that I am today, so that I can share my story. And for a long time, you know, I did play victim. I played victim, you know, because I only saw, like, what she did to me, and I didn't really look at what I did to her. Even though I felt like, oh, she did it first, it still didn't make it right because I put her through a lot once I felt like I was tired and I was fed up. I was supposed to leave, but I didn't know that. I was young. I couldn't fully leave because I still loved her. But I did a lot of dirt too, you know, and I caused a lot of pain too. And I had to own up to that and realize my accountability of where I went wrong in my relationship as well as my marriage, you know. But I know as of today it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't care about you. It's just who you are and who I am as of today. It's totally two different people. We on two different vibrations, mentally, emotionally, physically. And it's like, if I can't be your friend, which she can never be, because in her mind, I'm always be her wife. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, the women that she's dealt with, especially throughout our marriage, you know, they really believe the things she tell them. And so then I become a target. You feel me? And then they try to basically threaten me and tell me, not even knowing the person that they really dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And then I would try to warn certain women, like, I'm sorry you victimized our situation, but this has been a cycle, you know, being level-headed. And they so gone, you know, DICK dumb or PUSSY dumb, you know, that they thinking that I'm talking out of spite. Really, I'm trying to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know how this is going to go. I know her. And letting me go fully, really divorcing me on her own and all this stuff that she put out there, that's not reality to her. You know what I'm saying? She would never just be willing to do that. Like, no matter what she tell the world, you know what I'm saying? I know how she is because I know her deeper than I feel like anybody on this earth know her. And I feel like the only person that know her the way I do is her mother, but even then I feel like it's just a level more so because you don't know her in a way of intimate like the way I do. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how far or what she's done. And I say that because I went through sexual abuse in my relationship. I went through physical abuse in my relationship. I went through mental abuse in my relationship. I went through every abuse you can think of in my relationship, you know? And it's been times where, like, she would apologize, but they should do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that cycle of when somebody tell you that they done or they sorry, they won't do this again, that's all a part of the manipulation to keep you into whatever space they want you to be in so that they can always have you the way they want to have you. You know, our bond, you know, that it'll never die, but it's dying because she don't want to accept where we are in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants me to accept certain situations that she got going on. But the minute I be honest with her and tell her about my situations, she spaz out. She turned to a whole demon, like, no, like tweaks. And I just sat here and listened to you and told you, okay, well, what the damn? As soon as I be honest, now I'm all these HOEs, BITCHs, and, you know, and so I had to just really just let it be for what it is, because a person like that not gonna change, no matter how much they say they're gonna change. All it takes is one phone conversation, and if I'm a B, just because you hear something that you don't like, you the same person. You're not handling no situation correctly or differently than what I'm used to and what I know. So therefore, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And so now I'm just in a space where I'm happy, I'm at peace, and I don't want nobody to mess up my energy or my happiness or my peace. So if whatever sacrifice that I gotta make to keep and maintain this, that's what I'm gonna do. And it's about choosing me. It's about choosing you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about allowing this person to have that much control. You know what I'm saying? That you don't see your worth. No, you have to see your worth, and then to maintain your worth, you have to make sacrifices. And part of those sacrifices is letting go people that you love. But we went into that. But yeah, so the causes of a lot of times of toxic situations is because lack of empathy, lack of understanding, unhealed past traumas, and infidelities. So when a person starts cheating, you know, it breaks y'all trust. And in a relationship, that's a number one thing that you really do need is trust. I should be able to trust you whether you're around me or not. And if I can't trust you whether you're around me or not, then there's something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget finances.
Finances too. If we ain't got no money,
or if one is getting all the money and the other one is just leeching,
it's gonna be a problem. Because who want to be broke? Seriously, who wants to be broke in a relationship? Especially with social media nowadays, everybody gotta have money. Who doing it the best? Which relationship cuter, dressed nicer? Like, society is crazy, and I really want people. Well, because of me myself, I'm stepping out of society, you know, and what they think and what they feel I should be. I don't want to be a part of that.
Right?
Yeah, it's like social media should never be the person that's dictating my self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? I've heard so many situations. Like friends, family. Girl, is that picture cute? Because only 3 people liked it. And I'm thinking to myself, I know, for real. Like, people's self-esteem is dictated and based on likes.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I feel like whether you get 3 likes or you get 3,000 likes, who you feel and how you feel within is what and should matter. You know what I'm saying? Nobody or nothing else should matter, you know? But like I said, that's just the world we live in. Social media is brainwashing everybody to think that life is supposed to be the way social media portray it to be. And that's why a lot of people is depressed, sad, and broke in real life because they trying to keep up with the Jones. And the Jones, your salary don't match the Jones. I'm not being funny.
No, for real.
Your salary don't match the Jones. So now you doing this, you doing that. You trying to do so much stuff out. People selling their souls. Okay, selling their bodies, you know what I'm saying, to get where they trying to go because it's like I gotta keep up.
Yeah.
And if you just block that out of what you gotta keep up with based on social media, the rewards and the blessings gonna come on its own. Long as you putting in that effort, you don't have to literally lower your standard or lower yourself to get something accomplished. And I really want a lot of women to understand that. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets. I sold drugs. I did a lot. You know, when I was young, really young. But it was like, as you get older, and I don't know about y'all, but even when I was having multiple sex partners, after a while, I got tired of that. I didn't feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I know that it's not love for me and it's just something sexual, but it's like, okay, what about my self-worth? You know, what about myself? Like, I could do better. You know what I'm saying? Because part of, like, your development is being whole, you know? And what makes you whole is doing things appropriately, doing things in a manner, you know, that shows your respect so that you can be respected by others. Because if you out here just disrespecting yourself, no one out here is going to respect you. They're going to treat you exactly how you do, putting yourself out there. And I had to learn that, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was thinking to myself, like, but it wasn't like what they saying, and I done had so many people lie on me. People said that we was talking or some funny stuff was going on, and it never happened. Or even if we did do something, they adding stuff, and then it's like I can't even be that mad at the person because I put myself in that situation, you know, for them to lie on me. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that I had to just make those adjustments and do things differently, so that I wouldn't have to be in those type of situations, because that really irritates me. Like, what you lying for? Yeah. You trying to get clout off me? Yeah, like, you trying to get clout. That's what you trying to do, because you know, me and you both know that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to people like that, you got to just ignore yourself, but also change your environment and change your mentality so you can do things better. But yeah, we can talk about this all day. So that was so the next question I had was, how did you break away from your toxic relationship?
Okay, how did I break away? Okay, I'm gonna be real 100 and honest with you, y'all. So I would have still been in my relationship, but something involved my children, and that was it for me. That was it. Like, I knew I couldn't be where I was anymore, you know, because like so before it involved my children, I would always cry. Like, I would be in the closet, y'all, crying like, oh my God, like, I need to stop doing this. I want to change my life. Ah. And crying to God, like, please, like, answer my prayer. Like, show me a way, show me something. Like, I need help. Like, and it involved my kids. And God know I love my kids. Some people, like, it can involve their kids and it will make them just go harder on some drugs. It'll just make them, like, messed up. But me, or as some people like me, it'll make them, you know, change their ways. And I changed my ways. And I knew my relationship was one of the reasons why I was where I was at. And it was so hard because 10 years, he raised 2 kids that didn't belong to him, and then we got 2 kids together. So all together we got 4 kids. And I was just like, that's all I know, what I'm gonna do, like, split the time with my kids. Like, I was just, my mind was everywhere, but then God was just like, just go for it. Like, you gonna figure it out. And I left, and there was times that I wanted to go back. Like, dang, I should go back. People telling me, oh, I would never thought you and so-and-so would be broken up. Like, what's going on? And I was like, dang, should I go back? Because, you know, we got kids together. I want to raise the kids. I only want family. Like, and something in my heart, like, God would not allow me to go back. He was not letting me go back. And I just knew that was one of my main downfalls. Like, I had to stay strong and remain, you know. So yeah, that's how I broke away from that. I just prayed, and God helped me get away, and I ain't been back since. And my life's been wonderful. Like, I couldn't be any more happier than I am now. Like, I've never, what is that word called? What's that? I forgot, but anyways, yeah, accomplished. I've never accomplished so much, and I'm happy. So, yeah.
I feel like the hardest thing is breaking away. It was really hard. Even like it's been hard. Like, it's been so hard to fully attach. Cause like you said, like, so I have a nephew, you know, through my relationship. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell me that that's not my nephew. You know, and it was like hard to fully let the situation go, because I knew, like, if I let them go, him, you know, her go, I would have to let him go, because at the time I don't feel like that my significant other was in a rational state of mind to still allow me to have that relationship, like if we wasn't together or we went separate ways. But there was times where she would, but I feel like it was most of the see me too. You know, it wasn't like just about him, because like her family know like how much that I love him and how much like our bond that we had. And it was just a lot of things that she did to hurt me through him. And it was like, at a point I felt like I had to let him go. And that was really hard, because when it comes to a child, you know, any kid, I don't play about kids, but he was the first child to ever make me an auntie. You know what I'm saying? Before my sister had her children, that was my first experience of what a nephew was and what a TT was. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard to not think of him or think about where he at, how he doing, you know, his well-being, all of that, because like I used to talk and sing to his mama womb, okay? You know, like before he was born, everybody thought he was gonna be a girl. I was the only one like, no, he's gonna be a boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just so involved, and anything he needed, I was there. So that was really hard. That was mainly the main thing for me that was kind of hard. But like, even before he came, what was hard to leave was that I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to let go. Like, I loved her so much. That was my first love. That was the only person that I can say like I was in love with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did everything. So I just wasn't prepared, and I wasn't ready to fully let that go. And then like, when it comes to other people, like coming into relationships, this is one thing I want to say. women will know about someone's foundation or relationship, and they'll still involve themselves in their thinking, I guess that they're gonna get a different outcome. But what you have to know about a foundation is that foundation was set in stone way before you was even thought of. You don't know what that person even went through. You don't know what that relationship already been through. So you adding yourself, and it's not one female that she's dealt with that wasn't hurt because of something that she had them believing that she was done with me, she ain't want me. You know what I'm saying? She this and this and that. And then she turned around and showed them that she still loved me. You know what I'm saying? She's still never gonna stop leaving me alone. And then it brings hate in their heart. But it's like, you involved yourself in this situation, especially in a marriage. I don't date married people. If you married, it's cutoffs. If you in a relationship, it's cutoffs. Now, I've been in situations where people told me they ain't have a girlfriend, come to find out they still had a situation. But not me knowingly know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That they have a foundation and I'm still just, you know. No, I don't play like that because I've had a foundation and I know how they go on both ends. You know what I'm saying? And I can never be second. And should no woman want to feel or be second to no relationship, because that's about self-worth. What you playing second for? To get to first base? You know how much you're going to go through to get to that first base? It's women that literally sit around for 12 years just until they number one. But look at all the pain, the hurt, the crap. The trauma, like, look at all the stuff you have to undergo because you involve yourself in somebody else's situation. That's why you don't involve yourself in other people's situation. And if you do, you don't try to act like you're number one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not. In reality, you're not number one. So you're going to always be hurt. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people these days, like, marriages, it's just not marriages. You know what I'm saying? It really has no real meaning, like, behind it. It's just a piece of paper to people, but one thing I learned is that a marriage is a union. That's a serious, big deal, you know? And me being young coming into it, I didn't even see the seriousness, you know what I'm saying? But throughout those experiences, I felt like it was nothing that I could have possibly went through throughout the relationship that made me feel how I felt during my marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a total different mindset. It was a total different relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like we put each other through worse stuff when we got married than we did when we was in a relationship, and that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because we was supposed to get it right, and because we could never get it right because of past trauma, past hurt, past things that we was doing to each other, the back and forth, the tit and tat, all that accumulated to just having no value. There's no more value. Seriously, I don't see anything in this relationship that's valuable to me anymore. Anything that I could have cherished or valued, it was given to someone else or it was taken. Yeah. So it's like, and vice versa. She probably feel like that about me too, you know, because I know that's things. But it is what it is. This is the reality. We messed up the relationship. We messed up, you know, so it's just time to move on. It's time to let go. You know what I'm saying? And the hardest part is letting go. And for me, I feel like I'm there. I can't really speak for her, you know, because she's not here to speak for herself. But based off what I hear and the conversations that we have had, she ain't ready. And it's just a process, but it's like it has to be done at some point because, like you said, the only way we're going to fully get to our potential is to let each other go, because it's not for us to be together forever. Yeah. You can be, if you can be happy with somebody else, I will support her. The problem I had is that most of the situations that she was doing, it was one of my friends, a homie, a op, a fan. Like, it was weird situations that was disloyal. That's where the issue came in. What you do was never a problem because we did it together. You know what I'm saying? Our relationship, we've been through open relationship, poly, we've done it all, and I initiated that. So it was like, I couldn't even really be mad at her because I exposed her to a lot. You know what I'm saying? When she did start branching off and doing things, it was just how you went about it. She'll tell me one thing, but you telling this person another, but you ain't even telling neither one the whole truth. You just doing things irrational. So now, looking at you crazy because it's like we just always supposed to tell each other the truth and on a better page, and now I see that I can't even trust you at all as a friend, as a wife, as a home, as nothing. Every bond that we possibly could have had, you broke. You show some type of disloyalty in it all. So it's like, where's the value? There is no value in it. It's valueless. So when something is valueless, you gotta let it go. You gotta remove it. Just get over it. It's life, for real. Holding on to things is how it's gonna be more painful. It's gonna be more severe. It's gonna have an impact on you to the point where you might not even be able to get up out of it. And like, you turn to drugs, and you know, your mental illness only gets more severe. And you know what I'm saying? Your relationships with other people start deteriorating because people get tired of dealing with you. You know what I'm saying? In these situations, hearing about these situations and all that, people get tired. If I'm tired,
yeah, you know your mama tired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody that love me tired. Ain't nobody trying to, keep going through that, hearing that, listening to that. Like, don't nobody want to, have to deal with your situation, especially when you constantly accepting this person back into your life. So it was just like, that's where the self-love come in. That's where the self-worth come in. When you start choosing you and loving you, you start seeing things in from the outer perspective instead of living in the situation. And you start seeing when you went wrong, where they went wrong, and what adjustments need to be made. And I talk about toxic relationships because everybody that know me know my relationship is toxic. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I want to be able to tell my story to help other people. Like, people know, everybody don't know the full story. Some people do, but it's a struggle. And love was there, but it wasn't enough love.
And not even that. It probably was too much love. Have you ever heard the saying, love you to death? Like, people could literally love you to death. Like, this nigga loved me to death. And it was just like, oh my God. I'm losing my mind here. Like, I gotta go. Like, I love that you love me, but don't love me to death. Don't suffocate me. I don't want to be suffocated. Let me breathe. It was just like,
I know, girl.
God,
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like it becomes a sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, a mental, emotional sickness for that person. And it's like, it really blocks out their whole thought process, the rational thought process. They working only off emotions. Mm-hmm. So they angry, they violent, they disrespectful, they ruthless, all because of how their emotions is feeling in that moment. If you really matter to a person and they really love you, they'll let you go. Mm-hmm. Or they'll give y'all time.
And that's what I kept telling, like, if you say you love me how you love me, then let me go. Let us. And if we love each other, that, it would come back, And it didn't come back, And I still got love for him. Like, that's my baby daddy at the end of the day. Like, can't nobody speak up on him. Like, you feel me? That is my baby daddy. Like, But I just, we had to leave. Like, we have to separate. Or we was literally gonna love each other to death. And wasn't gonna end well. But we both happy. He happy, I'm happy. So it worked out. Mm-hmm. And he had to see this for himself. He was like, I'm like, and now he finally see it, and so I'm happy for him and I'm happy for myself, but it's something we needed, girl, because
I'm glad that y'all happy.
Yeah, because
I wish my situation could be like that, like where that person is fully happy and content in their situation and I'm fully happy. It's always been an imbalance with us. Mm-hmm. Either this person happy, this person not. Like, it's never been a same page type of thing, so that's a blessing to have.
Yeah.
I wish you more of blessings and shit. For real, because I know how hard it can be. I know how it can really mess you up. You know what I'm saying? To be in those type of situations. And I'm not going to lie. In the beginning of my very relationship, I was the person that was violent.
That's crazy because, friend, girl, me too. Nigga, go to sleep. You're not playing no dominoes with your friends. Like, very, and I'm just like, I can't be treating him like that, Not even that, because other people looking at him like, the fuck, and you're not going to look at my baby daddy like, no fuck. Like, no, you're not, And so I have to learn that, and it's not cute. People be the women and, our little dollars, no, that shit's not cute, disrespecting your nigga in front of other people. Like, you do not do that shit at all.
That's so old.
And vice versa.
I hate that embarrassment.
Yeah, and vice versa. Like, you don't do your woman like that in front of people. You feel me? But damn,
I used to smack fire in front of everybody. I used to be so evil because, like I said, I was in love and this person was playing with me, and I just felt like, bitch, my bad. You up here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done told you everything. I done gave you my heart. I'll give you blood, sweat, and tears, and you just around here doing what you want to do. Yeah. So it made me angry at her, And so I was fighting. And then for a while, she wasn't fighting me back. Yeah. And then she started fighting me back.
Yeah.
And then it just got more intense and more intense and more intense to the point where, like, the fights was just deadly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to just have a fight with your spouse and y'all talk about it and get past it. But we would be fighting from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sick all day, all night in a crib. But, like, messing everything up. Bloody. Like, it was just to the point where it just went too far.
Yeah.
And I don't wish that on nobody because that was depressing. It made my weight went down. Girl, when I first got into a relationship with that girl, I was 145.
Okay.
I ain't been 145 since. I think I'm like 126, 25 or something right now.
Yeah.
But I got down to 100 pounds at one point. 100 pounds. To the point my family thought I was doing drugs.
Yeah, girl, I was 89 pounds. Shit, I was doing the drugs.
They like, what you off? I'm like, but I'm off. I'm like, I ain't off nothing. Whole time is because arguing, fighting, the infidelities, you know, the manipulation, all of that, the insecurities, like all of that was just so mentally, emotionally, physically, all that was so unhealthy that it was causing us to lose weight. You know, one thing I can say though, because most of the times, like when you're in an unhealthy situation, if you got a job or you got, like, it'll throw you off work. One thing though, we can fight from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If we had to work the next day, we was up and down. We was up and down. If I had to cover up bruises, like, we was about our money, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't never fly on that, because that just wasn't how we operated.
Yeah.
We gonna get up and go
get that bread. Okay, purr.
Like, all right, we done for I am cool, man. I gotta work at the AMG. Let me put some ice. I need at least 5 hours for it to go down. Girl, I used to be sick, but it's funny now. It wasn't funny then, and I feel like that a lot of people made it, you know, a comfortable thing that when you have a toxic relationship, or if you see somebody go through something so crazy, so bad, and they come back together, it meant that they were strong. No, some situations, it's basically just habit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some situations is basically because you just comfortable and you adapted to that situation. It don't mean that it's healthy. It don't mean that, oh, they can get through anything. I want something like that.
Cause period, I swear to God, people love me in Eric's relationship. Oh my God, everybody wanted to be like us. No.
Because of the history, the time,
the kids.
Yep. And then to see how y'all rap for each other.
Yeah, we roll, boy. Shit, you see him, you see me.
Period.
Oh God, stop playing with us. They wanted so much for real. Like, I swear, I had people saying that they'd never have threesomes. Boy, I had everybody on the block doing threesomes.
Girl, we done did it up. No, for real. Everybody wanted to either be a part or in my relationship. You know, and that's where it was so easy to have polys. It was so easy to have open relationship. It was so easy because, like, we always knew where our bond and our heart was. You know what I'm saying? But it was like we was young. We were still developing. We were still growing. So, of course, we was going to make mistakes, you know? But those mistakes just got too intense. And then it was like we was having fun with each other. Like, I ain't never been a insecure, lacking type. I was always open to stuff. Like I said, if I had a problem with something, it was because of some disloyalty in it.
Right.
You know, it was never about what you want to do. What
Oh God, because I turned my baby daddy out for real. Turned that nigga all the way out.
And then it was to the point, like, you know, it was just part of us. Like, we have foundations even to this day. No matter who she with, who I'm with, we have girlfriends, you know, or situations that even still to this day, if she want that girl, she's gonna go. If I want that girl, she's gonna go. Because that was the foundation that we built in the very beginning. And that person loved us both unconditionally. So it was like, she's still around. And I know what she'll do for me, she'll do for her. And when it's been a time where they did do something, she called me and told me. Like, girl, yeah, I just have to tell you, she came up over here, we did us. I'm like, but it didn't bother me because this was an establishment that, as long as it's set in stone, maybe it's set in stone. I don't feel no type of way. But when you doing stuff behind my back, that's where the problem come in at, you know? And I just feel like a lot of people thought that she was the initiator, like, she exposed me to wanting to do this, or I did it because I loved her. No, this has always been me.
Yeah.
I've always been open with my sexuality and stuff like that. No, seriously.
Me and you both weird. That's probably why we friends. Because if my mom watching this, she'll tell you right now, I'm a weird bitch. I can't tell one day you with a woman, one day you with a man. Well, you don't do the man part, but you know, I always have me a little girlfriend, boyfriend, you know?
And then, like, with the girls, you know, if she wanted to choose, she could. If I wanted to choose, I could. It was never like, oh, you have to be the only one to choose who we, you know, whatever happened, happened. You know, I just felt like I gave her too much freedom, though. You know, like I opened it up for the relationship way too much that she felt like she could do anything, you know. And it was like, no, there's levels and there's boundaries. You're supposed to communicate with me. You know, if you're not going to communicate with me, then, yeah, you're stepping outside the relationship, especially if you're doing something with somebody you know you ain't got no business doing it with. You know, that's where, like I said, the issues come in at. If you want to have fun, that's never been a problem.
Right.
Because I want to have fun.
Period.
Like, I want to do it too. You know, but a lot of people call me weird because of that. A lot of people said, like, that I was lowering my standard. Like, I'm still like that. It's just now I'm in a space where, yes, I'm celibate, and I've been celibate for 8 months. And I do it because I'm so focused on my career that I don't have any, I feel like I done had enough sex in my life that if I want to go celibate, I deserve it. Like, I can. I have all the right to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how I can spiral out of control with being promiscuous or with my sexuality. You know, like, I know how once I start,
how you are,
I'll just be wanting it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just doing me. And the type of person I am, you know, now that I'm a role model, a mentor and things like that, I just feel like I'm going to uphold myself at a certain standard where, like, I walk what I teach, walk by what I'm teaching and preaching, you know? And I don't want to be out here with a sex addiction anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I find somebody that crazy. I want to mess with, then fine.
Yeah, now you say that because that's crazy. Like me, I'm not, like, that's my baby daddy. He had the sex. He always wanted me. I could go a month, 2 months without it, you know? He could go. I'm just like, boy, you feel me? Like, I can't, I can't do it all day, all night.
I feel like, too, that's what kept us together.
That's what was breaking us.
Oh, it was? Well,
yes, girl, I couldn't do it all the time. And it's too, and I'm like, dang, we having threesomes. You know how when you with somebody for so long, you like grow out like, oh, that's getting old. He never got old to me. He never got old. It never got old to him. He just wanted to do it all the time. And it's just like, I can't do this all the time. In the beginning, it was fun. Cool. And I was, you know, come on, let's go. But then I stopped, you know, I can't do this all the time. Like, and, if you love your man, you gonna do it anytime he wanna do it. He'll use that against me, like, you don't love me, I do love you, but I don't want to have sex all the time. I could go without it, but he couldn't, and it was just,
I feel like what caused us to stop having as much as it was like the trauma of having sex with other people, like the infidelities and the adultery and things like that. It was making us turned off on each other because of how we felt about the situations, you know what I'm saying? And so that's when it started to die out, and I was getting my urges from other people, and she was getting her urges out from other people, you know? But anytime we had, you know, did anything together, it's always the same outcome. No matter if we go a year, we can she went. That's not real. I'm exaggerating because that's not reality. Even if I don't want to, like if I ain't seen her in a couple months and I don't want to, she still don't want to. And then if I don't want to, like we're getting to it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's always been the same thing. Like the same reaction to her body or anything, no matter what, it's always the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know how she feel. You know, soulfully because. Even if you're tired of somebody, it's just certain things that's not going to still happen.
Exactly.
You know? But anytime, it's still the same thing with her. I get the same reaction, I get the same response, I get the same outcome. So it's like, that's how
you knew. See, with him, like, he knew I was changing because there was, like, times, like, I would feel shy. Like, this is how my whole baby daddy, I've been with him for 10 years. Why do I feel shy, girl? I'm like, no. Like,
nah, girl.
I was shy, girl, and then it's like when I would, you know, go out, you know, and then I felt like, oh my God, I felt good when I was doing it with this person. Like it was different, but then like I was like, oh, something ain't right.
But then too, I get it too. Like it's been times where I just was so disgusted with her that I just didn't want to do it, you know. And then that's when she's like, well, I can get it from somebody else. I can too, and now it's a fight, you know. But it's just like I'm trying to express to you how I'm feeling. Like I'm not mentally there because of what we going through. Like I can't just be making love to you and I don't feel the love. You know what I'm saying? we just gonna be
Pumping.
yeah. Exactly, just getting the nut off, basically, and basically that's what it is. But yeah, one thing that I do appreciate from my experience though, because I don't want everything to be totally bad,
Yeah.
One thing I do appreciate is that when it came to getting money, and when it came to helping each other in the time of reaching certain goals, because she was a good writer, I was a good writer, she's a good editor, and it was like, that was really good, because as far as my, program and things like that, she was somebody that I can turn to help me with advice, I'd be like, read this over and tell me your perspective, and trusted her perspective, you know what I'm saying? Or like, we was in a situation where we was both like going into a program, and you have to get through like with an essay and 3-4 interviews, and we pretended like we did not know each other just to see if we can both get in.
Yeah.
And so we pretended like we didn't know each other. We both got in, and then after a while, we still was pretending like we didn't know each other the whole time. This is my old wife. And then when we finally told everybody that we was together and how long we had been together at the time, people was really shocked, but that just showed me how raw our bond really was, you know what I'm saying? That like we wanted something, we really could strive and get there, you know what I'm saying? Or if we had our mind set to something, we could make it happen. Like when it came to our hustle, when it came to getting a crib, like anything we wanted to do, we was able to do it because we both had that ambition in us. So I do appreciate that within my relationship, because she will leech and finesse if she can. She's definitely a finesser, but for the most part, she'll put in her work. You know what I'm saying? She'll put in her work to be like, okay, this what we on. All right, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna woo. Even if she got a finesse, a few female, she gonna be like,
Period.
I'm trying to get this money.
Trying to get this money.
And I was like, all right, cool. But she, that double standard stuff, because she could do it, but I couldn't, And I actually gave up my lifestyle of finessing when I actually got in a relationship with her, because the people that I was finessing was getting too emotionally involved. So she felt, so it was like I had to make that sacrifice. And I made that sacrifice, but I was getting money.
Yeah.
Real money.
Yeah, she said real money.
I was finessing real money. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't nickel and diamond. I was on that, and I'm just grateful, for just being able to accomplish so much within a relationship, even throughout the toxicity, even though when it got to the last of the last, it was like, I felt like I was losing so much, but that was just a sign that it was time to let go, So we talking about all that, we went into all that, but that's how conversations go, and I feel like that this is a time to be free and talk about whatever comes to our mind.
Right.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that can relate or have a similar experience to me or you, you know, and how we had differences on the sexual things and stuff like that, but we had a lot of similarities, you know. And sex can be a reason why you stay in a relationship, but don't let that be the reason that you stay in a relationship.
And it all could also be the reason why it breaks the relationship.
Yep. So I think that we're going to end there. Was there anything that you wanted to add to it or add with it? Okay, so we can just end it with our mood. How do you feel?
Dang, I always say this. I always feel great. I don't know. I need to start changing it up. I feel excited. I feel excited. I feel good about today's talk.
Earlier, I was kind of down and out with my emotions, and then when I got here, I felt better, and now I feel even more better. So I'm happy. That's why I'll be feeling like Sunday groups is so much like
important.
Yes, it's just a relief to be able to talk things out, to express yourself, to love.
And see how many other people got the same situations or different situations that you can learn from and you can hear out,
Yeah. So we're going to close out with I am. You just told our mood, but I got to work, so I'm looking forward to a productive, constructive day.
Okay. And I am going to be tired because I got to do hair today, y'all. So it's my first client. Agua bonita.
Period.
And I'm about to do some hair, y'all. Y'all about to see my grip game. So I'm about to post the picture so y'all can see. Because, we need y'all
grip game on sleek.
On sleek.
She's so All right. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining. We'll
come
see
back
y'all
Sunday.
I finished.
In my friend.